Hello everyone, how you doing? Mercury here, coming to you again with the message. So yesterday I was talking about Canada Day here. June 30th even I have it, because more than Canada Day is Canada Marches with James Top. James Top will be arriving uh, at Parliament on June 30th. Okay, he'll be marching there. Um, so one thing that I didn't speak about in my other video that I noticed after rewatching it was that the moon, okay, will be back at the exact position the moon was at um, when Trudeau announced the Emergencies Act on February 14th. Okay, now the moon does loop around. It looped around, you know. So it was at this position in February. It would have been at this position again sometime in March, sometime in April, sometime in May. And here we are in June. The only thing that's different is for those three times, Pluto would have been at 28 degrees rather than 27. And that could mean all the difference in a lot of ways, but it's interesting that it's exact again, where Pluto is exactly at 27 degrees and the moon is back at these degrees. So I just want to here show you something here. I'm going to take out the background chart and bring you. So yesterday I actually had the moon positioned at 27 degrees because the Pluto is at 27 degrees and so is Mars. But yeah, that's only a couple hours later that it moves into Leo. And yeah, I'll show you in a second. There's something I have to say about the moon moving into Leo, but I'm going to show you that on the other chart. But I did want to mention the time here, which would be at 7:40 p.m. is the exact time. So just before 8 o'clock, around 8 o'clock, it was 7:50 a.m. when Trudeau announced the Emergencies Act, and yeah, let's actually look at that right now. I wonder, can I remove the natal chart? Oh yeah, perfect. Is this the background data? It is not. This is hold on, that was the background data. Yeah, that's the background data. Because currently the moon would be in Cancer, but the moon was, the sun would be in Cancer, but the sun here is in Aquarius, where it would have been February 14th. So perfect. I was able to bring that up. Now, the moon here, I have it. This is showing. Okay, here is the time for what this is showing actually over here. 6:50 a.m. It should say 7:50 a.m. Here we go, 7:50 a.m. The moon in Leo. So here we notice that actually the moon moved into Leo even at an hour before that. But what I wanted to get at anyway is the exact time that the moon moves in isn't really that important. The fact that the moon just moved in within, an hour or two or 5, whatever, is when the Emergencies Act was called. So Leo, that is the leader, and that's the emotions of the leader. The moon is the fastest moving astrological body, and often is what activates or triggers things. So the moon here triggered our leader to emotionally uh, react and put that message out. I had mentioned yesterday that the message came out as Mercury was just at the tail end of the sign Capricorn, our institutions, and yeah. So, anyways, back to the full view here. Um, Actually, I'm going to take out the background data and just show you now the current events on the 30th. So we're the 28th right now. This is just a few days away. And Mercury, who was conjunct Pluto, is now in the sign of Gemini. Duality. Mercury might not have. Mercury is in a trine to Saturn, which Saturn is the authority. However, I was mentioning that I feel there's a change in authority. Now, that change in authority might not be visible, so to say, but it might, the essence behind it all may change, you know? I feel like the people really are stepping up, marching forward even as the authority. And here I want to talk about Mars actually in Aries. Mars can be a troublemaker. Mars is about war. Aries, this is all, you know, marching forward, moving forward. So this Mars can actually possibly represent James Top and us marching forward. Anyhow, yeah, we know that there's an increased police presence going on. Mercury here, probably one day later. Did I move a day? No, not yet. That's why I gotta change back to the core data and move a day. Mercury actually early in the day, so less than a day later, will make that perfect trine to Saturn. Therefore, Saturn representing the authority. Saturn being in retrograde, okay? He wasn't in retrograde February 14th. He is in retrograde now. So Saturn in retrograde means that his authority is less restricting on us. He has released his grip in many ways as he retrogrades. So that's actually a good sign. And you know, Mercury is also in sextile to the moon on. Oh, why are we July 2nd here? Maybe that's what. Okay, yeah. So on July 1st, Mercury will be pretty much in an exact, within a degree of. So yeah, I said earlier in the day or whatever, that was because somehow I accidentally jumped 2 days. Anyhow, by the evening of July 1st, Mercury will be in an exact trine to Saturn, sort of thing. And yeah, let's go back one day here when the moon is actually in this opposition and squaring in a T-square to Mars. This is for a little while I was kind of worrying a little bit about possibly a staged event orchestrated by the government, because right now we have the news about the Nova Scotia shooter in the news, and this is, to me, this is something that Americans should even be paying attention to. We should be focused heavily on this. The government has been caught here for staging an event. We're busy focused on the strings that Trudeau pulled to use this to his political advantage. But we should be talking more so about how this entire thing was being orchestrated. The money that this man withdrew, the only way a citizen can do that is if that citizen was actually an agent. It was far too much money. I'm talking about stuff that I don't have the information in front of me, and so it's kind of coming off as third-party information or whatever, and I'm just using this idea that this is in the news right now as the universe giving signs and symbols of warnings, perhaps, or breadcrumbs to what's possible, what's warning us of the energies that are possibly present again. If we're talking about those matters, then the energy about those matters are here. Therefore, you know what I'm getting at? I'm not saying that there will be. Just James Topp himself inspiring the people to come together again as the convoy and march together to the hill. And this time the government ready with an army of police. However, we're not doing anything wrong. We're heading to the Capitol in both protest and celebration of our country. Protest of how our government is currently running the country, sort of thing. And yeah, anyhow, with Saturn in retrograde, that's a good sign, I would say, but yeah, a lot of the emotions from the convoy are back, and they're back with, Mars rules the blade. Back with a vengeance. Something's being cut away, possibly. Like I was saying, even with how, where was Uranus positioned on the birth chart of Canada again? Was that in opposition to where Pluto is? Here, we'll just do that quickly here. Database, Canada. Yes, I want it as the background. And let's get that background in there. It was in opposition to Saturn, to where Uranus currently is in opposition to where Saturn was. Uranus as well is conjunct Pluto here. Now, you know, I'm pretty sure during 9/11, even during 9/11 2001, Pluto is in opposition to Saturn, except it was in the signs of Sagittarius and Gemini. Here, I wonder what led to these events. I'm getting off topic here, but Pluto in Taurus is the lands, Taurus being the surface level, and Scorpio being that sign of death and rebirth. So the authority, there's a change, a death and a rebirth of authority in the lands. That's what that shows right there. Did that come with some kind of violence towards natives? I'm not sure. I'm sure in many ways it did. This direct incident possibly, however, didn't. But Uranus, as of current, is in line with this. Okay. Yeah. I'm just kind of blabbing now, and this video is probably gone on longer than really need be. I just really wanted to point out the moon stuff. And I wanted to elaborate a little bit on Mars's position and referencing it to James Topp. I did cover, a fair bit of stuff in this video. I got my points across. I don't really need to get into anything deeper. But yeah, Uranus, like I was just saying, the Pluto Saturn aspect. Let's get rid of the natal and just go to, what it was like in 1867. Was, the transformation of the lands, the death and rebirth of the authority. So prior to this, the natives were possibly the authority. The British, no, actually, we were connected to the British. I think what was going on even in the States at this time, well, maybe not, I'm not sure. Oh, it is what it is. I don't know the history, but yeah, what just this aspect here, it's interesting. It's the only big thing going on in the sky, except for Uranus is conjunct the sun, and this happens to be on a new moon in Cancer. So yeah, the signing here happened just before the new moon. But yeah, starting basically this announcement is coming just hours before the new moon in the homeland. And Uranus involved, which is interesting because Uranus now is affecting that homeland aspect of opposition here. Very interesting. I wish I really could understand astrology a lot better than I do. You know, in many ways, I'm still just an amateur, uh, and I have a really hard time studying the charts as a lot do, because I end up feeling it's somewhat obsessive, or like um, trying to know the unknowable. There's a lot of pressure on the mind to interpret this kind of stuff, and then putting yourself out there, and sometimes maybe not having things completely accurate, being I just keep talking sometimes, once that's the Gemini in me and the Virgo in me. The Gemini is the social, and the Virgo needing to be, all the details needed to be mentioned, so I sidetrack and whatever, often, too often, and put in more information, more details than necessary, or that are even um, um, are even applicable, I guess, to what I'm talking about. But yeah, there's some really interesting things going on with, the moon, the sun, because we're at the solar return, right? July 1st, it's Canada's birthday. So we're doing the solar return, the moon, Uranus, Saturn, Pluto, all involved here. Oh, look at this, Mercury here, too, at the beginning of Leo. Yeah, just a lot of interesting coincidences taking place. The last thing I'm going to say here is, in the heart of our country, which is, basically Winnipeg. Winnipeg is at where they celebrate Canada Day, is at a place called the Forks, and they're not calling it Canada Day. This year they're calling it a new day, and that can be very symbolic, very representational to what is happening right now. Canada may no longer be as we once knew it, and this new day, how I am not really in favor of the idea in many ways, because I feel it's an agenda by our government to take down Canada and allow the globalists to kind of step in. In another way, Canada needs a new independence for the people to be stated. Yeah. Anyhow, enough with this video. Thanks for watching, and talk to you guys again soon. Bye.